moving on? Okay. Next, I would like to call up our panel for the Indigenous Dispute Resolution Framework. Jennifer Lewis is, how do you say Silks? Silks, like that. Okay, thank you. I'm learning a lot today. An Okanagan mother who lives at the Snipington. Okay, Penticton. She works as the wellness manager at Okanagan Nation Alliance and is committed to embodying Okanagan ways of being in all that she does. Wonderful. Please welcome Jennifer Lewis, everyone. And I think she is going to introduce our wonderful panel this morning. Anywhere you'd like. Yeah. Hello. Huh? Yeah.
Is this on? Oh, yeah. Chief Erica and Jennifer, do you want to come up and join us?
Who did you want to click? Me or I can click through if you want? Or do you want?
I think everyone else.
Okay.
What's on the slide?
I'm not sure. We'll find out.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to turn this way. Yeah. Why, in Chai Squeeze Akom, Kintil Sin Pinkton, Nas Inkamapalex, Kin Seilch, Kin Scaluch, Kin Sukanakin, Why Yomichem, Klachachab, Why Ipis Naxioch. My name is Ch'achum, also Jennifer Lewis. I come from Sin Pinkton, Penticton, Nach Inkamapalex, also head of the Okanagan Lake near Vernon. I'm Seilch Okanagan, and I'm really honored to be here to weave together the story of the work of these beautiful folks that come to share. We were talking this morning, and Baby is helping me, actually. I went and played with her and cuddled with her because sometimes it is a bit nerve-wracking to be up here, but baby energy is what keeps us all moving, right? So we were chatting this morning, and she can come up here anytime. We were chatting this morning, and I was thinking about this panel and this conference. You know, there's a gathering of so many people to come together, and I was thinking, and it was confirmed by Chief over here, that, you know, we had trade routes, and we shared information, and we shared the gifts that we were all given in our own land. So we come together to share that through these conferences. And this morning on this panel, we're here to share the amazing work of these three groups here. So I will just do an introduction. Also, the intent of the panel here, and myself as a moderator, I work for my own nation. I work for Okanagan Nation Alliance, and I seek the wisdom and I seek the knowledge that other people have done. We're all on this journey together, and so when I come to these, I look to people who've done different work to see, you know, what they've accomplished, how they've done it, the spirit and energy that they bring forward in the work that they do. And I think of us as being in a relationship. You know, we're all related. We say that. Ipis Naxil means all of my relations. And so that's the intent. We're wanting to sit. I wanted it to be somewhat like a kitchen table where I would go, you know, as a representative for my people to say, you know, what have you done and how have you done it and what have you learned and what would you share with not only myself but everybody here about, you know, some of the things that have challenged you, some of the things that you're really proud of. You know, what is the spirit? Because we have to do this work with spirit of our ancestors for our children. And so That's the intent of our panel this morning. So really, really honored to be here, and I was asked to introduce through the bios that I was given. So Haley Bruce is Kwakwaka'wakw Tlingit and Scottish-Canadian mother, wife, lawyer, mediator, adjudicator, sometime soccer coach, and 60 Scoop survivor. She was called to the British Columbia Bar in 2008. Her practice areas include Aboriginal family child welfare, Indigenous laws and governance. She is lead faculty of Wrapping Our Ways Around Them, Indigenous Communities and Child Welfare Guidebook. Since 2010, Haley has also devoted part of her practice to Indigenous restorative justice initiatives, including writing Gladue reports for Indigenous people at bail, sentencing, and appeal courts in British Columbia. Haley attended Simon Fraser University before attaining a Bachelor of Laws degree from UBC. She has over 30 years of experience working with Indigenous communities and Indigenous provincial and federal governments and businesses. She has extensive training in mediation and alternative dispute resolution through courses taken at the Continuing Legal Education Society of BC, Justice Institute of BC, and the Social Justice Mediation Institute. Did you know I was reading all of this? We gotta know who you are. Before entering the legal profession, Haley served as the executive director of the Union of BC Indian Chiefs. As the Joint Policy Council coordinator, she advocated for Aboriginal title and rights and treaty rights, including the rights of Indigenous people generally and Indigenous children specifically. She has extensive experience in administration, management, staff, and employment issues. She has worked with Indigenous communities across BC, Canada, and internationally to explore traditional dispute resolution mechanisms. And in 2014, Haley co-founded the law firm Cedar and Sage Law, which focuses on Indigenous laws, alternative and traditional Indigenous dispute resolution mechanisms, and peacemaking protocols. This is Haley. She says she's a lot younger than that would suggest, which means she's a powerhouse who has done a lot. I'm so excited to learn from you this morning, Haley. And then we have Cowessess First Nations Eagle Women Tribunal, represented by, over here, Chief Erica Boudin, is a Nihiau Métis woman from the Cowessess First Nation in Treaty 4 territory, and a dedicated grandmother, mother, wife, aunt, niece, cousin, and kin to many. Her academic background includes education in women's gender studies, Indigenous communication, and 2 professional designations in Indigenous governance and sovereignty. Yet it is her lifelong learning from Indigenous knowledge keepers, spiritual leaders, and matriarchs that has profoundly shaped her role as chief. Elected in 2023, Erica has been a respected advocate with a deep commitment to community service and social justice. Before assuming her role as chief, she demonstrated exceptional leadership in the nonprofit sector, notably through her transformative work at Regina Treaty Status Indian Services. There she expanded the organization into a significant force for community empowerment. She has established emergency shelters, second stage and subsidized housing for Indigenous peoples, and focused on strengthening urban Indigenous identity through urban cultural support programming. Erica's leadership is characterized by her emphasis on advocating for the inherent and treaty rights of children, youth, and families, reflecting her profound dedication to ensuring their well-being is prioritized in all aspects of community development. Her approach blends compassion with practical wisdom, harmonizing traditional values with contemporary insight to guide Cowessess First Nation into a new era of growth and progress. Her tenure is marked by a relentless commitment to cultural revitalization and redemption, and fostering strong partnerships among Indigenous communities, understanding that collaborative efforts are crucial for achieving shared goals and advancing collective well-being. Thanks for joining us this morning, Chief. And to her left, but you're right, is Jennifer Pelletier from Cowessess First Nations. She was born in Regina, Saskatchewan, and went to school for most of her schooling in Calgary, Alberta. She attended university at SIFC, and in later years revisited her education and obtained her professional administrator designation, as well as obtained a certification in project management. She was also fortunate to be able to attend a program leading people and investing to build sustainable communities at Harvard School of Business as well. Jennifer has been working with First Nations organizations for most of her life. Currently, she has been with Eagle Women Tribunal for the last 2 years and attended mediation training, as well as received certification in Indigenous peacemaking training. She is also working on developing resolution processes for Eagle Women Tribunal and her community. Thank you for joining us up here, Jennifer. And then Jonathan. Jonathan Rudin is a lawyer who has worked for Aboriginal Legal Services since its founding in 1990. He's a Special Projects Director. Since 2007, he has also been a part of the Giwayden North Star, the first urban Indigenous child welfare dispute resolution program in Ontario. He is an experienced litigator, has written widely and spoken passionately on the topic of Aboriginal justice, and has advocated countless cases before all levels of Canadian court, including representing ALS before the Supreme Court of Canada in R versus IP Lee, among other cases. At ALS, he has helped establish the Community Council, the first urban Aboriginal justice program in Canada in 1992. And in 2001, he helped establish the Gladue Aboriginal Persons Court in the old City Hall courts in Toronto. Jonathan Rudin co-wrote the Royal Commission on Aboriginal Peoples Report on Justice, Bridging the Cultural Divide, and was a member of the Research Advisory Committee of the Ipperwash Inquiry. Last but not least, he plays the mandolin. Did not bring one. If you have one, he said he would play. And sings with Gordon's Acoustic Living Room, a group that plays regularly in Toronto and has a number of videos on YouTube. Thank you, Jonathan. So we're going to ask Haley to start with presenting. We do have some slides, and you're free to do it from here if you're able to. The screen is there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through each presentation, and I've asked them to talk about what are they doing. Well, who are you? What are you doing? How have you done it? You know, what are the lessons that you learned? You know, what would you want to share with everybody here? You know, what are some of the challenges that you've come across? And what are the differences that you've seen in outcomes? So each panelist is going to share, and then we're going to go into a conversation about what each one has shared.